Hello and welcome. I'm Peter, the host of this channel. And on this channel, I share my experience as an independent explorer in the world of the occult, the unseen dimensions of consciousness. If you're watching this, I don't believe it's by chance. You've been guided here for some reason, and what I have to share today is a reflection that took many years to mature. This video is about my experience with King Paimon, revisited after a long time, and how understanding his nature helped me understand the encounter itself. So as may you know from my previous episodes, I no longer conjure demonic spirits. But after all these years, I decided to summon King Paimon once again, but in a very different way than before. There were no rituals, no incantations, no offerings. The reason for this is something I've explained in my previous videos. I no longer work primarily with individual spirits from grimoires. Instead, I began working with the spirit of nature and space, forces that are far more powerful than any individual spirit. Nature and space are everywhere. They are in everything. And because of that, all demons are naturally confined within infinite space. Every demon has its own nature, and there is no escape from this greater structure. Once you are affiliated with the spirit of nature and space, all demonic spirits fall into a different relationship with you. You just happen to seal them. This way they no longer stand above you. If you want to hear my story about my first encounter with the spirit of space and nature, you can check out my video over here. In that sense, this experience felt less like a summoning and more like opening a file. Similar to how I revisited Lucifer after many years by accessing what I would describe as the Akashic records. With this new approach, you simply pull them out of the one great mind that surrounds and permeates us all, and they will still do your bidding. If you want to hear that story, you can check out my video over here. But of course, if you already do it this way, then this part isn't news to you. Oh, but before we continue, if you find that this video is to your liking, then please give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, as it really motivates me to create more content like this. Thank you. So I summoned King Paimon again to test my new position. Or to be more exact, for the sake of this video. I simply wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to ask him a question. I was curious about his response. And I wanted to observe how the interaction would unfold now compared to the past. If you want to check out my video on King Paimon from before, you can check it out here. So I sat down in broad daylight and warmed up my third eye. Once I felt that familiar thinging in my forehead, I spread my energies outward from my body and across the room. It felt as if I was surrounded by blue or greenish fire. Cold fire. Then, when I called him quietly, he appeared. Curiously enough, not as a single figure, but as a small group of tiny villagers spread throughout the room, speaking in unison. My first impression was clear. They were completely submissive to my will and my power. This made sense to me, because I had already subdued a more powerful spirit like Lucifer in the past. And since King Paimon exists beneath Lucifer in the demonic hierarchy, it felt as though King Paimon was simply a branch of the same tree, the tree of Lucifer, who was a tree within me. And so since Lucifer had previously submitted, King Paimon followed that same path. King Paimon appeared very matter-of-fact, very obedient, and very direct. So I asked him, what is there that I don't already know about myself? Is there something I have never thought about before? The reply from the small villagers was stunning. They told me that I spend far too much time in my own world, the magician's world. They said that if I truly want to help people or get to know myself better in relation to others, then I need to visit the inner worlds of other people. I should start asking other people questions instead of constantly questioning myself. That immediately made sense to me. It's the same core principle behind business. It's not about what you want. It's about what other people want. That's what other people pay for. Give them what they need, and you will get what you need as well. So I asked him, "What do you want?" And his answer was simple. He said that he is still inside of me, still part of me. So when I converse with him, I'm still operating within my own world. His advice was clear. Start looking outside of yourself. Visit other people's worlds. Learn from them and give them what they want along the way. After that exchange, the small villagers disappeared. These kinds of conversations can sometimes be completely useless, with useless messages. But this one wasn't. It was impactful. But at this point, I could have thought about these findings myself. I didn't need demonic intervention. But once King Paimon has disappeared, there came another, even more important message out of the blue. It was this. We only have concepts of things when we ask the universe about them. But the trap is that a concept is not the same as the original thing. It's like having a two-dimensional drawing of a cube. That drawing will never be the same as the actual three-dimensional cube. It's only one side, one interpretation. So when, for example, you ask, "Tell me how this new job will unfold," or "Tell me about this or that situation," or "my future," the question imposes a single side to the whole story. I hope you can follow. Well, the truth is that, in reality, everything has multiple sides to it. The good and the bad, the light and the shadow, as you all may already know. But we tend to focus on one side only, because that's the only way we can interpret and understand things here in the 3D world. That's how we keep files of certain things in our memory or in our internal worlds. It's a three-dimensional human thing. So in the end, it becomes very hard to ask for information about the future or things we have limited information on, because there are way too many sides to the same story, and these spirits can only show us a limited number of sides to it. So that's why answers from the same entity to the same question can vary. And because of that, our understanding will be limited and biased based on where we're standing in life. It's like understanding the 3D cube in a 2D world. It's impossible. So you can keep on asking, but the answers will never reflect the full story. So keep on asking and accept the adventure it will take you to fully find out. That adventure will require you to leave your comfort zone and experience harshness and cold, four-dimensional magic reflected in your life. The curiously laid out tiles of life. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you should check out my video over here for clarification. And that is because this kind of interrogation of demonic spirits involves a kind of fourth-dimensional magic, which creates sacred geometry in the fourth dimension and brings forth weird, three-dimensional patterns in your three-dimensional life. Now, I don't fully understand how it works, but it does somehow. And discomfort and pain are essential elements in it, like the outline on a fourth-dimensional painting or piece of art, unintelligible in the third dimension. But back to King Paimon once again. Looking back on this experience now, what stands out isn't dominance or submission, it's perspective. This encounter wasn't about power, it was about orientation. It showed me that staying too long in my own inner world limits understanding, and that real growth comes from engaging with the inner worlds of others. That realization stayed with me. So learn from my experience and do the same as a magician. It can serve as a shortcut to what you really need from life itself. So that is it for today. Thank you for listening. If this reflection resonates with you, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, if you want to sign up for the Proxy Spirit Experience, you can still do so via my email in my bio. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next episode. Take care. Much love.